don't know. Boom, ba-doom, boom. Time to rename this episode a number.
We're on 38.
Is it 38?
Yeah.
You might know this, Rasta. So I started talking to this chick, right?
Yeah.
And she tells me, like, we're talking about work. She's like, "Oh yeah, I do content creation for a YouTube channel." And I'm like, "Oh, what channel?" And she's like, "Oh, I don't want to say." Like, this is before I met her, right? Like, she's like, "Oh, I don't want to say." So like, we end up meeting, and like, we're chilling, everything's good. And like, we start talking about work, and I'm like, "Oh yeah, like you said, you do YouTube stuff. Like, can you elaborate?" And she's like, "Yeah." She's like, "Do you play video games?" And I'm like, "Yeah." She's like, "Do you know who Moist Critical is?" I'm like, "Yeah." Do you know who Moist Critical is, Rasta?
Yeah.
Yeah, she's fucking the content creator for his channel. She's like one of the fucking people that does all his videos.
Oh, cool. For his YouTube.
I was like, yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, like I ended up like looking him up because obviously I used to watch him like fucking forever ago, and I like looked at some of his like live stream, like actual like non-video game streams, and like she's fucking on the cameras in the background. I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah, he's on Twitch like all the time. But that's cool. He's also in that RP server that I watch.
Yeah. Charlie White.
All right, let's get to work, boys. We could all stay up pretty late.
I can't. I can play for quite a while, but I do actually have to meet my tattoo artists like later tonight because I didn't even realize I'm finishing my tattoo tomorrow.
When did they close?
I'm not meeting him at his shop. I'm meeting him like at a bar to go over shit.
Why can't you just do that in a phone call?
Because I'm like visually doing this like with my arm. I'm not in a rush. There's no rush. Don't worry. It's not like a fucking.
Okay.
It just means I can't play till fucking midnight.
All right, so 11:30, we could play. 11:55.
All right, am I still fucked up? Oh no, I healed up the rest of the vitality, maybe, or no?
All right, I'm just gonna go cook myself the 3-course dinner. I'll be like right back.
How do I?
We healed as much as we could. We're running for our lives right now.
Everything's dead, and there's a gigantic inferno.
We could take the chance that I cast my dome and we'll be safe in it.
From the fire?
Well, maybe it will go out in 8 hours.
Bro.
Probably.
You know what I mean?
I kind of want to make sure that the tree is dead.
You know what I mean?
Do you really want to go back to the tree right now?
We're still there.
The tree, still.
We ran away a bit, I thought.
Yeah, a bit. Like, we're busy running away. Pretty sure.
We're like right here starting to run away. It's not been hours or anything. We cut it right here.
So.
Why are you a GM instead of a DM?
Game Master.
Oh, I sound so scratchy on Rasta's Twitch.
One day somebody's gonna watch this from start to finish, and they're gonna be like, "These people are friends." They're just arguing for 3 hours every week.
It's kind of accurate.
I know it is.
Tank, Russell, do you have a watch together?
Yep. Yep. Hold on.
I'm still not over the fact that the author of Berserk is dead. I told you, Clay, right?
Yeah.
Like, so much in Dark Souls is from Berserk, and obviously you don't know because you never read it, but like...
Yeah, but that guy didn't write Dark Souls.
You wouldn't have Dark Souls the way it is now without Berserk, because
There's lots of dead people that we owe like artistic creations to.
Yeah, we wouldn't have black people in the music industry if it wasn't for Elvis.
Fuck you guys, how about that? What I'm really like sad about though is not that, is that Berserk wasn't even finished.
Yeah, that part sucks.
Like
That
it
I
was
didn't know.
that's the part that sucks, is Berserk wasn't even done. It was in the final arc, but
It's gonna be like when George R.R. Martin dies.
I was making the joke, like people were laughing because I'm like, why couldn't it have been George R.R. Martin? He already ruined fucking Game of Thrones.
Well, he didn't get the ending, right? I thought HBO did the ending.
Yeah, but he gave them notes and shit of the direction and shit.
Oh.
Yeah, but we still don't know how many of those were.
His.
He could have just said it. Oh, it's shit. They did.
Yeah.
I didn't do it.
Oh yeah, that wasn't the ending I gave it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
Like-
there definitely was some drastic differences just due to the drastic differences between the show and the book. Like Euron Greyjoy, like how different he is. Like, do you know what
What do you
Euron
mean? He's not a clown?
Okay, well, do you know
I know.
You know who Euron Greyjoy is, Matt? He's the Jack Sparrow character.
Oh yeah.
The guy who becomes king of the fucking Iron.
Yeah. With
So in the
beard.
book, like he's literally like he's been to like all the fucking ends of the earth, and he literally like
He's the fucking most serious motherfucker alive.
he, like,
and he's
sacrificed
just straight up
fucking
ice cold
warlock.
murderer.
So
And he has like a
does have
horn.
the one line he says the last time you see him when they show them a White Walker, and he's like, "I've seen all this shit, but this scares me," and he just leaves.
Well, he says that as a joke because he's.
Oh no, he like legit left.
Yeah, but that was a
joke.
joke though. It was to go gather the fleet. They even say that in the show. But that's beside the point. Like in the fucking books, like he straight up is like sacrificing like warlocks and creating. He literally is like trying to summon like an H.P. Lovecraft Eldritch god. Like that's what the fuck he's doing in the book.
Oh.
What book?
By the way, thank you, Pooh.
Yeah.
What, in Berserk?
We're contemplating
No,
just
I'm talking about Euron Greyjoy in Game of Thrones book.
Oh, poo.
we're contemplating me just casting the dome right now and watching the tree burn to death and hoping 8 hours is enough.
I don't know if you know how forest fires work, but I don't want to I don't want to cook inside a dome.
Maybe I should set the scene and you'll get a better sense of what you should do.
Wait, the
I can answer that already.
The
The
dome
answer's
doesn't
probably
stop
wrong.
heat, though.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We're fucking gonna microwave ourselves.
It doesn't
It stops
stop
all forms of damage, I thought.
Yeah, but it doesn't. I don't know. We can still breathe, so I assume that there's still heat coming through.
I'd say the more pressing issue would be that it takes 1 entire minute to cast it.
Okay. Anyway, let's just go then. We're gonna set the
Run!
scene, baby.
Kame.
Run away!
Last time on Hildebrand's fall, the party was ambushed by the Demon Tree Gully as they slept, hoping perhaps to prevent them from arriving and attempting to destroy it. But they were too strong and they defeated the ambushes and then headed off into the forest. Finished the job. Knowing full well that the full gush and torrent of sap that headed towards the town of Ostum probably wreaked havoc there and potentially left many dead or disfigured. They arrived upon Gully and discussed their plan a mere several hundred meters away from the tree and started talking in the open about their plans and were spied upon and then chased towards it. And then they enacted their plan and burned it to the ground, almost all dying. Enoch had a brilliant plan of lighting a different part of the forest on fire, and the two fires almost connected, burning all erect to death. And they ran away. Yeah, you guys were we just stopped when you were running away. Ulrich had done some cool shit and like was casting gust of wind to keep the smoke out of your faces. But you were like, this is like a fucking old ass forest. There's
Lots
just
of
like
dead
trees and vegetation everywhere. The forest fire is like raging and essentially like chasing you. And you were, yeah, you'd be like needing to hustle to keep ahead of it. Because you let it grow like pretty big while you were still just like standing there.
How many in-game days has it been since we started playing? Have you
Since
been
you
keeping
started
track of
playing,
that?
2.
I have a general sense.
I think it's like a month.
Just over a month. I'm
Okay,
pretty sure.
if I had to guess. All right, no, just wondering.
Yeah,
I would run.
It's been just over a
Hey,
month.
do we have a watch together?
Yeah.
Could you
I linked it.
link
I linked
it?
it. It's a non
Oh.
It's the first thing in the chat.
I'm sorry. I'm just trying to get situated here.
I would say we just run straight south to Middleton and then see Gungajan.
I actually did. That's actually something I think we should do. I think we should warn him
Gungajan?
of the incoming giant forest fire. Yeah, probably.
He's gonna be pissed that we basically burnt his house down.
Well, we won't say it was us.
Oh yeah, we were going to fight the tree and a fire started somehow.
Yeah,
Somehow.
it set itself on fire.
Lightning.
It was a defense mechanism.
Lightning, yeah, lightning.
Lightning.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so we run.
You guys run.
Run, you
run.
fools.
Fly! Run, you fools. That's my favorite Dumbledore line.
No, right?
Wait, he says run, you fools?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What scene?
You didn't know that, Matt?
When he's falling after defeating the thing, the demon.
The
The Balrog.
Holy
Balrog.
fucking spider! Jesus Christ! Brrr.
The Balrog.
Fucking, now it's dead spider. Oh,
You killed the spider?
across
Crisis
my mouse
averted?
pad. Fuck's sakes.
When he's in the mines of Moria.
Sorry.
Are you good?
Yeah, I'm good.
You know what we're talking about, Matt?
No.
Run!
What movie?
You fools. What movie?
Okay, Matt, for the
What time of day?
uninitiated.
It's
So he actually said it's when he says "fly, you fools." You know what we're talking about now?
Lord of the Rings: The Phantom Menace.
I thought we were talking about Harry Potter.
Okay,
Oh,
we're
wait,
not
he
talking.
he
we're-
said Dumbledore.
No,
He didn't even
no, no,
say.
no, no,
He didn't
no.
even say Gandalf. He
We're
said
just playing the
Dumbledore.
fucking game. We're just playing the
He
fucking
did
game.
say Dumbledore too.
Play the fucking game.
I didn't even catch that.
We have proof. Recorded proof.
All right, run
Pay
from fire. Yes.
attention.
Run from
You're
fire.
running away from a fire. Oh my goodness, the whole world is cooking around you. Luckily, honestly, I'm gonna say that like casting that fucking spell while you run. How long does gust of wind last?
I will tell you in a moment. Wait, it might still be in the chat for me. Just clicking.
What time of day is it?
It's like afternoon because you guys spent
Okay.
most of the you spent the whole morning getting here. It's
It's like when I'm
3
running, can
o'clock.
I use actions?
Yeah. You can use actions.
Can I
You
use
do
a
stuff.
Pearl of Power?
Sure.
A what?
All right.
Wait, what's that Pearl of Power do, Vapor?
While on your person, you could use this.
Yeah, I don't get that if the expanded spell slot was a fourth
gets-
level or higher, the new slot is third level.
he gets a spell.
It's like if he has an empty 4th level slot, he can gain like an additional, like temporary 3rd level slot.
Oh, I thought that this meant that I get a charge of a spell back. That's
Yeah,
not what
that's
it
what I
is
thought.
it?
That's what
Yeah,
I
you
thought.
get a spell slot back.
It's
Okay,
just
so yeah, I
one
just
level
want to. I
lower.
want to use it to get a 3rd level spell back.
Yeah, sure. Okay. You use it. Yeah, it doesn't work again until the next morning. You see, Garfield, you pull this thing out that you found in the stomach of that like shape-shifting.
I remember
rust
the slug.
goo monster.
I forgot the name of it. The slug lady, the fucking slug from Futurama.
No, you found this in.
Oh.
This was this. What's his face? Cornelius identified this for you. This you found in the mines.
Okay.
It was one of the magical items that the shapeshifter creature that was stalking you had like in
Really?
its stomach.
I
Yeah.
thought I had it way longer.
No.
Okay. So I use that,
Yeah.
and I want to use as we're running away, or if Vitaly just heal us all back as much more as I can.
Okay, you did that already. Unless, you're gonna use it again while you're
Yeah.
running. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
I
You
linked
guys
Gust of
are-
Wind. I believe it lasts for 1 minute.
It lasts for a minute. You used it like literally as you were leaving, sort of gullies like area, and you know the fire had gotten really bad there, so that helps with like the fact that you were standing there and there's all this smoke and you guys are now like running. You would be
Actually-
able to stay ahead of the fire, but there is a lot of smoke. What sense? I'll get just a group Constitution saving throw.
Oops.
Oh my
That was
God.
Holy shit, that's a lot of dice.
because it's for a minute, so I divided it by 6 seconds per action, and I had 10, so I just multiplied it to 2d6 by 10,
Fuck, I can't
so
open my
65
character
health.
sheet.
Anyway, Constitution save.
Yeah, as just you guys are running, you're hustling. There's smoke choking you out. Russ is not even in the game.
No, I couldn't open my character sheet.
Ollie, you're at full health, right?
You should reload because I don't even see you in the list of players.
I did, yeah.
Yeah, I never took combat damage, like not even once.
Okay. Rasta, how much health do you know what you
I
had?
have 37 health
Alright.
out of 64.
I'm 30 of 60.
Let's each take,
Constitution? Is that what you said?
Yeah, Constitution save.
I'm gonna take 21 of the 65. Alright?
Well, there's what?
So everyone can get,
44?
yeah.
So
you
so we'll just
each-
split it 22, or else.
Yeah, yeah.
My guy
That
still
was-
has like a death icon on him, like he's.
You,
knocked
yeah,
out.
you should be able to clear your death saves because you're
I
not bleeding
I
out
don't know
anymore.
how to do it.
I don't know either. I think this is the first time you've had to do it.
Use that.
System's overheating.
That's a good point. Where are the death saves?
If you just zero out both of them, I think it automatically prompts you when you're.
There
at
you go.
zero.
I just clicked it and it reset it now.
Um,
We all made Constitution save.
You guys all successfully like managed to avoid becoming exhausted while you're breathing in like smoke fumes while you're running, and you can travel like to the edge. You guys are heading. Are you going to Middleton or are you going to Gungagen? Like, what's your sort of vector
Gungagen,
here?
Yeah, going towards
Yeah.
Gungagen.
Okay. Cool. You guys, hustle through the woods and manage to like make good time and get a little bit of ahead of the fire. But you can there's still smoke around. You can see the flames if you turn around, and you make your way out to the road. Familiar road that you've traveled before, the road between Middleton and Ostum, as you find the little, almost concealed walkway. You would say that, like, with the speed that you moved at, you would have a couple of, like, the fire's not, like, immediately there, but it will be coming through quickly, probably within, like, a couple of hours. The whole trip to the road took you a couple of hours, too. And yeah, you find this little tucked away like pathway that leads off the road towards Gungagen's hut.
I just thought of the most next level strat.
You each added 22 to your health, right?
Yep.
Okay. What is it, Clay?
That's not next level, but if we're trying to stop this fire, right? I only have one 4th level spell, but if you give me that pearl, and we have shocking quartz that we can put spells in, right?
Okay.
Yes.
I don't know if we
Okay.
can do that, but yeah.
Okay, I know this is just one of those, like, would it work, but it's, I don't know if it'll work, but
Yeah.
it's cool. I have Ice Storm, but it's level 4 spell, and I only have one of them. But if you like, if I use the pearl and we use shocking quartz, and I basically just sacrifice my life for the temporary time, like blood magic some shit, I can fucking like Ice Storm the fuck out of the forest and slow the fire down, if not stop it.
I kind of think we should let that tree burn to death.
That's not the tree, it's the fire, it's the rest of the forest.
That's a cool idea, Clay. The Pearl of Power can only give you up to a 3rd level spell slot.
Okay.
And it can fill an empty 4th level slot to 3rd level, but it can't give you another 4th level. And you use the spell when you enchant a quartz. So you would be able to use the quartz to cast that spell for that day, but you would have used your spell slot to imbue the quartz with power.
And we got to do an Arcana check on the quartz when we use it.
He wouldn't, because he can already cast that spell.
Ooh.
It's just like, if you're not smart enough, like magically, to cast a
Yeah.
4th level spell, you need to make a pretty difficult check to be able to use these artifacts.
Oh,
But
I see.
if you can cast a 4th level spell and you find a quartz that has a 4th level spell in it, you can just use it.
Okay. Okay. All right. Well, let's just keep running then.
We're at Gungagen.
Oh, we're already at Gungagen?
You guys spend several hours moving through, and again, like while you're moving, you see blights that were heading towards Gully are either just collapsed or disassembled. Some of them with like relatively fresh looking human body parts that like are combined into their like thorny bodies.
Guys, I'm sorry. I'm sorry to interrupt. I literally have sleep armor, which is the exact same fucking thing. It's freezing fucking rain and sleet, and it's level 2.
Yeah, we can try and save his house.
Okay. Let's just get there
It
first.
literally says it literally says exposed flames in the area are doused, and it makes the ground covered in slick ice, and that's level 2. Or sorry, it's level 3. So I have 2 of them plus a 4th level version of it I could use. So I can like.
How far is the fire from us right now?
Hour and a half.
Hour. That's what tank, right?
Yeah. It would
You
be
want to
like,
just try to do this now, Clay? And we'll do it right here.
No, you should wait till the fire gets here,
Yeah.
so that it burns around the house as you do it, not,
Okay. Yeah. Let's get there. So, let's.
I'm gonna knock on the door.
you guys.
Gungagen!
Yeah. You guys move through. You memorize where his traps are. You
Yeah.
get to the clearing. You see that he's like continued to clear like forest completely. He's made this like completely treeless and bushless like circle around his hut as you enter the clearing. And then Bakai, you just fly up to the front door and start knocking on the door. You hear a voice. Oh god, you again! And he's sitting on the roof of his house, like looking down at you. He's got his wood splitting maul, and you see that he's actually like fully decked out in his plate armor.
Oh shit!
No. Hey.
Everyone make a perception check as you enter the sort of clearing, heading up to his hut.
All right.
You all see that he's been like very busy, kind of cutting back the forest. Garfield, you see like clear signs that very recently there were blights here. You see that there's like a bunch of like bodies piled up off to the side of the hut. And Gungagen seems to be like, you see him on the roof like as he's talking to Baka in there, and he seems to have been like engaged in combat like pretty recently. You see there's like sap and thorns and stuff like stuck on it, like stuck to the outside of his armor. He hasn't had time to like polish it.
Had your hands full, did you?
You can say that again. You see he sniffs the air. It's like, what did you do?
Nothing.
I told him that only you can prevent forest fires.
Make a charisma check.
Okay,
No, I'm
hold
just
on.
teasing. I'm just teasing.
I already have it. Okay, I can exit.
Okay.
We might have been running from a fire, and wanted to warn you.
Well, how nice of you.
Yeah. All right. Well, you're warned.
Okay, so, yeah.
Clay, start. So Clay, start talking about your plan.
I can cast Speed Storm and what's the other one called? I can cast Ice Storm and Sleet Storm and attempt to make it so the ground is and put out the fire somewhat. But so how far away is the trees from his place?
It's like 100 yards.
100 yards. So he has like a little clearing then.
Yeah, essentially.
It makes it a little easier to defend in a sense.
And there's also a road that it has to go past, but I'm
If
pretty
it's a
sure it won't have
clearing,
a
yeah, his
problem.
house won't burn down if it's a clearing.
Yeah, there's like the
Hopefully.
forest and then the road, like the gravel road that you guys crossed, and then there's like he's got more woods on his side of the road in between the road and the river, and he's been using his time to clear.
Well, we should do the
vegetation
road.
out.
We should do it by the road then. If there's a break there.
You should just wait till the fire comes. Because it extinguishes flames, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so just wait till the fire comes.
You see, he's already like hopped down off the roof of the hut, and he's running down to the river with like he's got like a stick with 2 buckets on it, and he's going to fill them up with water. And he's like, he comes back and he's like, "Well, are you gonna help me or what?"
Yeah.
And he
Let's
starts
try the
moving.
Yeah, we don't need water though. Our friend here is a filthy mage.
Clay can actually cast control water. We can fill the bag of holding with water, and Clay can do the manipulate water
Look at
shit to
all
put
the
it
other
out.
Shit that's in the bag.
It's just water. What's gonna happen to it? What do we have in there? Let's dump it all out.
Wait, question.
Wait.
What do we have in the bag of holding?
Yo, wait, did I not use one of the barrels?
No, we used them all.
You
we
ended up
played
throwing
through
it. You
throw it?
in combat took it out and placed it there so Ulrich could like huck it.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Okay. In the bag is 2 rotten big wolf hearts.
They're now
Oh,
just
the
like
rock-
pickled.
Yeah, I think they're pickled. I was gonna say I don't think they're rotten.
Oh yeah, there's some amount of moonrum just in the bag as well. Special quartz, question mark, 10 shocking quartz, a golem core, a mining light. That's about it.
Alright, so let's just dump it out and just go let the river run into the bag of holding, and then Clay can use his manipulate water thing to like throw thousands of gallons of water at the fucking
Oh, I can become a fire. Dude, I've always wanted to be a fireman. When I was like a little boy in my village,
right?
that's what I grew up wanting to be.
Okay, that'll work.
So I'm going to. We're just gonna leave a few things here. We'll take it back when we're ready to go.
I'm just looking at the range of control water and like 300 feet. So like it's pretty good. I mean, if you the river next to his hut is like
Oh,
it's like 100 feet away from his hut. Like one of the edges of his property is the river.
Oh, you can just use the fucking
the river. Poor fishies are gonna go flying.
Yeah, control water's like a very high level spell, boys. It's not like
Okay.
ain't no joke. Read it. Wait, look how long it is.
But I'll just grab some pails in the meantime and just help him get some water. If we need it, you know.
Sure.
anywhere
Yeah.
else, but-
You see what he's doing, and you help him. You find a bucket and you go fill it with water.
I guess Clay will start getting into position for his control water.
So you're gonna wait until it like crosses the road, or are you gonna head out to the road to try to?
No, I think we should do it by the road if the road's
Yeah.
within range. Saves the
Cool.
forest around them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys like run out at the path onto the road. You see that everyone's like carrying as much water as they can, and you set up like what you're doing. The flame. I don't know what your plan is, but what's happening is the fire is just making its way through the forest towards you, and the smoke is getting thicker, and you can feel heat eventually, and then suddenly like you can see that flames are licking between the trees. as it's advancing towards the road.
Ruh-roh.
Leaking?
Alright, well, I'm gonna use control water and use it like a fucking goddamn fire hose.
You're just going to direct the river, just like towards the flames.
Yeah, exactly.
Cool. You guys see Ulrich is positioned, and you see that he kind of like waves his hands over his head and like does a couple spins and then points in a direction. And the river, or part of the river, like the water just like makes a bend, and instead of flowing downstream, it actually just like flows up out of the banks of the river across Gangajan's property. And it's just this like tube of water that ends up at the road, and it's just like spraying out towards the forest and dousing everything just as the flames are getting closer and closer.
Fucking perfect.
You hold it for your whole 10 minutes, just directing as much water as you can in this area, trying to, cover a wide area, spray as far as you can. And it's pretty effective at keeping the flames at bay. For those 10 minutes, you completely douse everything. As you can see and feel like the rest of the forest is, the fire is raging and burning. And you can see down the road on the other side, like there are flames, that look like they might be able to cross the road. But the road's, a pretty good barrier to stop the fire as well. You see, you can see within distance down the road that some flame actually manages to catch on the grass. It's growing into the road and actually does cross over.
I'm flying with the buckets of water and outing those things as they happen.
That's awesome. Bakai, you're seeing like you're keeping an eye out for like fire crossing the road, doing that, and you see that there's smoke, and you can see that it's trying to spread, and you're going to and from the river, just like flying up with this bucket. Gangajan is like just throwing water on any flames that he sees. Everyone's
and I'm watching the roof of his house as well.
You see that like you do a pretty good job of just like dousing the trees directly across the road, and as well as like trying to keep an eye on the rest of the road, like within the area, to stop the flames from spreading. You guys fight this fire for however long you want to fight it for. I mean, like the fire is going to rage in the deep woods for a long time
Till it like stops spreading.
In this
or like
direction.
you get enough water. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna shoot the water like as far as I can. Like after I'm like clearing the area that's like by the road, I'm just like shooting it further into the forest and dousing everything that's
you're harnessing the entirety of the river, and so like you guys like because you have to collect water from like upstream from where he's doing that, because the entire riverbed is dry.
Yeah.
As he's just literally just the entire river is being like sprayed up across this road. Which means that there's actually like giant puddles and like mud being created, and like ash and mud mixing, and there's like this wet section of woods because you're just so much water is being sprayed here. It's actually effective enough to stop it from spreading across the road, like anywhere near his hut.
You make a moat.
Pretty much.
Could Channel Divinity do anything when he's casting that spell? If he has it?
No, Channel Divinity strictly for thunder.
Okay. It was a thought.
Pretty sweet. I'll get you guys are again surrounded by all this smoke. I'll get everyone to make a Constitution saving throw as you've decided to put yourself out here to stop the fire, and there's smoke everywhere. Oh god. Just missing Enoch.
To do what?
A Constitution save.
Oh.
So Garfield and Enoch both suffer 1 point of exhaustion. as
Right.
this standing here in the smoke, attempting to help. You're breathing it in. Enoch, it's like affecting your systems negatively.
I
So
don't
you
breathe.
suffer 1 point of exhaustion.
I don't breathe.
Does it say that?
Yeah, I'm a fucking robot.
I just want to say if it says you don't breathe.
The ash is clogging your gears.
You don't need to eat, drink, or breathe.
So I don't get exhausted. Yay! Let's go, boys!
Yeah, I actually don't think you don't get vapor.
It's fine.
Um,
It's just
yeah,
a level of exhaustion.
Yeah, 1 level of exhaustion. You can sleep it off. So, sweet. You guys do this for a couple hours, and the fire starts to die down.
All right. Nice.
System's overheating, guys. I need to rest.
You're a robot.
You see, like, finally, after like it seems as though your efforts aren't needed anymore, you see Gungagen like throws down his buckets. You know, he's been wearing his plate armor with his like full war helm like the whole time, just lugging all this fucking water up from the river. And you see that he's just like beat, and he throws down his like stick with the 2 buckets on it, and looks at you all, and is like, okay. Oh, thank you. Oh, listen, I don't always have the greatest reaction to seeing you lot coming down my road, but I owe all of you a debt of gratitude.
You got gold?
Gold,
Make
huh?
a dexterity save.
He make an insight check, Enoch. Actually, for Enoch, for your sake, for Ali, you've not met this character before. Gungagen Ironmane is a minotaur looking guy. He's just fucking huge, 7 feet tall. Covered in hair. He's got a bull's head with giant horns, and he's currently wearing like a full, very finely made suit of plate armor. You see that has like the full, war helm with like reinforcements for his horns that poke out through it. You see that he's got this like pauldron that has a symbol on the side, but it looks like a part of it's missing. And he's carrying just like a tool, like a homestead tool. He's just got a wood splitting maul. But he's just this like very intimidating figure.
Jesus, what the fuck is this thing?
Make an insight check.
Your eye gives you some kind of insight check bonus, I believe.
It is good at making some
Nature
kind of check.
So it's good at...
It's good at history.
What happened?
Yeah. Or investigation. It's not. The eye is not good at insight. It's insight is like reading someone's body language. Enoch, with that insight, you see that like with you asking for gold, like you don't get much in the terms of like facial expression. You see, he kind of turns around and starts walking back towards his side, and he says, "Well, that sounds fair enough." And he just leaves the road and starts walking to his hut.
That's awesome.
What's fair enough? What happened?
Enoch had asked him if he had any gold after he like said thank you for
I
rescuing his hut.
tell him, don't mind this guy. He has
What do you mean? He already agreed to give us gold.
You see, he comes out of his hut and he's got a bag. Well, it's only fair. I was a mercenary for a long time. I understand. And he slams down a sack of gold. He just throws it at your feet, Enoch. You see that it has. Let's do a roll. It's got 300 gold pieces in it.
such a horrible way to ask
Thank
somebody
you.
for a
I'm
reward.
glad to have assisted you.
I
now,
just
how about you
wanna
tell me?
help people.
Tell me what happened out there.
Just want to say,
We were
Enoch
attacked by
here
a
started
tree.
a fire.
No, hold on. That did not go through. Please, that did not go through. We were attacked by a giant tree as
He knows
our
about
friends
Gully.
and I were camping.
Sorry.
Yeah, and this
make a
robot started
deception
a
check.
fire.
It's not a deception. That's exactly what happened.
You were camping.
Yeah, we got out of a tent.
Make a deception check.
He's informed. All he knows about Gully and shit.
Deception. Oh god, it's gonna be so bad, guys. I'm sorry.
yeah, I don't. You do this all the time.
He says, you were camping in the Forest of Souls at the foot of an enormous tree, and you just happened to be attacked by this thing?
No, not quite.
This guy has a few screws loose. If
He
you know
raises
what
an
I mean.
eyebrow. And what of Gully? What of Duncan?
They're
You can
both
ask-
dead.
These folk. I am new to this party.
Yeah, why are you talking right now?
You see, he takes
I'm teasing.
he grips. He's got like a bandolier outside of his armor, like one of his straps. He's got a flask attached to it, which is like made out of like some sort of horn. He pulls it out. He uncorks the flask, and he takes a swig of whatever like alcohol is in there, and then he pours one out on the dirt in front of him.
I pull
When
out
he
my
hears
flask.
that Duncan is dead.
I pull out my flask and I raise it to Duncan.
Yeah, I tell him. I tell him the real story that he knows that the tree was a problem for a while, and the tree actually attacked Ostum. And at that point, we had no choice to confront it, whether we were ready or not. And the only way we could think of fighting this thing, after asking every person in this area if they would want to help, or if they had any ideas, the only idea we could come up with on our own, because we were left to our own devices, was to burn it the fuck down. And that's what we did. And as it was dying, Duncan appeared and thanked us for letting him out of his misery.
Well, he was a real cunt. Motherfucker tried to kill me in my sleep. But, well, let me say I'm glad that we put an end to all this.
Oh yeah.
We.
I like that. I like
clear-
that a lot.
He chuckles.
I'd like to do something.
Yep, sure.
In addition to like when he pulled, I just don't want to interrupt anyone. When he pulled the drink out for Gully, I have candles, and I want to like light those for him. You know.
You're gonna have a little vigil for Duncan?
Yeah.
All right, yeah, Ulrich, you go off, you make sort of a little ceremony. You see there's like... you
Well,
know, just
I'm giving the candle to what's his face, fucking Duncan.
He takes it in his hand, he looks at you, and he's just like, he shrugs, he's like, what's this for?
Remembrance.
All right.
You're right.
What do I do with it?
All right, I just take it and I just go put it out, and I'm like, I just wanted to bring some fire onto your fucking land.
And he's like cough laughing from just like having breathed in so much fucking... Actually, like, give me a second. It's gonna roll a Constitution.
Oh shit!
For
You
him.
gotta roll a few. The guy's gonna pass out.
You see, he fucking...
I hope you're rolling that one.
Listen, I appreciate the sentiment.
You're welcome.
There was a time where that kid was like a son to me.
My people will generally light a candle out to celebrate the life of another.
He just nods.
Well, I just said.
Too late. You say you're a mercenary.
What?
He said he was a mercenary or like a
But you have
hired sword.
those days are long behind.
We know this guy.
I gave them up just to eke out a simple life here.
Are you interested in trading?
I don't exactly make anything out here. I don't have much for trade.
You have
What are you
really
offering?
nice. You have really nice really nice armor.
Make a general charisma check.
Charisma check. Jesus
Just
Christ.
Yeah,
what-
he's an angry minotaur that wants to be left alone. So trying to be.
He doesn't know you.
Charis-
And you asked him for money.
Yeah, he already paid me. I'm asking him if he trades or
Begrudgingly.
if he's
Because he knows
if he's
how,
for
how
hire.
business
Or
works.
charisma.
Can I have some money so that I can buy stuff from you with your own money?
Yeah, pretty much. Dude, what? I'm smart.
Yeah, that's a nice -2 there on on all your charisma checks there. You see, as you bring up the idea of like buying his armor from him, and he looks fucking pissed. He doesn't say or do anything to you.
I didn't ask him to
Um,
buy his armor. I said he has nice armor.
Yeah.
Like, as in, like, I want to know how he acquired it or where I can get some.
What are you asking about?
Are you asking him where he got his armor from?
Yeah, I'm complimenting him for his armor, and I'm curious as to like where can I
Oh,
get
see.
some.
You're saying like you have nice armor, so you must have other nice things that we can trade.
Yeah, exactly.
He quickly corrects as he sees.
Actually, the old
change.
bear. It was the bear that made it for him that we murdered. Grizz made the armor.
I've had this for a while.
I think Grizz made it for him.
Only valuable things around here are this stuff, and he kind of hammers on his armor. This has a bunch of fucking like plant parts and stuff sticking out of it. And myself, I mean, I live a simple life here. I don't think you've got anything that you want.
Sounds good. Well, thank you. Have you seen any of my kind?
He actually looks at you, kind of quizzically. I'm just gonna see if he knows anything.
Oh la la.
Make an insight check.
Okay.
No, just make an insight check.
Okay.
No, it's not a bad thing. It's just you're just trying to read this person.
Man, I fucking know him.
Damn.
He seems to be realizing for the first time since your meeting like what you are as you ask him that question. He, in answer to your question, has, what exactly are you?
I don't know.
You don't know.
That's
Don't know
right.
what you were made for?
Nope.
He says he wants to help people, but then he always asks them for money.
Yeah, I've seen others like you before. If you're anything like they were, I don't trust you, and I'm this close to fucking killing you. And he's just got his fingers pressed together.
That's great. Would you point to me in the direction so that I can do that for you?
He just points. He points to the northeast, straight towards Brightmere, or the ruins of Brightmere.
Oh shit.
Thank you.
You see, with that nat 20 insight check, as you're asking him that, you could tell by looking at him that he knew exactly what you were, and he had probably not just seen a not working Warforged. He probably interacted with functional ones before, and you saw him you saw almost a look of fear pass over his face as he realized what you were.
Ask Gungajan, is there anything we should be worried about? We just met this guy.
You decided to work with this thing, eh?
I forgot how we met him.
But I do not know my purpose.
He's gonna make an insight check on you. He didn't roll super good. And he turns to the other three in the group, and he's like, well, do you trust it?
So far, it's been helping us out. We cleared out the mines with him.
You see, when you say that, he just raises his eyebrows. He's like, you cleared out the mines?
Oh yeah, we killed this thing in there, and I tell him whatever the name of it was because I forget. And we met Cornelius from this other town that I don't remember right now.
Just as an aside, Cornelius is from Ashton.
Ashton, yeah.
What was this Cornelius doing there in the mines?
Trying to research a dragon scale.
Hmm.
And we found
Did
it.
you yeah, this he literally is. You're just like fucking. You're first of all, you're telling him that people went into the fucking mines, which no one does, and then you're telling him that there were people searching for this thing, and then you tell him that you found an actual dragon
nonchalantly,
scale in
too.
them, and he's just like, I don't even know what to say right now. I think you're fucking with me.
I show him the letter from that guy that he sent to the fucking corn pop.
I show him my core.
he's blinded as he's trying to read this thing. He's like, I don't exactly read super well. What is this? You read it to him. You read the thing that says like to Corn Pop, telling him to go into this place to find this thing. That's signed G, and you read it out, and he's like, oh well. And then he starts asking you about Corn Pop. He's like, oh, so wait, this one guy was there, and he'd been sent there by who again? Some institute in Ashton, and then Corn Pop was also there looking for this thing.
Yeah, we also caught him, and unfortunately,
Enoch broke his legs.
He had to break his arms and legs to cooperate with us.
Cooperate.
You guys see? Oh, one thing, Enoch, that you don't know is that Gungajin used to work with the bandits that Corn Pop belonged to. When he hears that you broke Corn Pop's legs, he looks at you sternly, and there's like this pause when he's just glaring at you, and then he just starts to laugh.
I tell him we tried.
Oh, that bird had it coming.
I didn't want him to run away. That's all.
Where is Corn Pop now?
Awesome. In the prison. We didn't want him to go to prison. I wanted to try to redeem him. But I don't know. What do you think?
I think
Corn Pop, you can't stop.
I mean, God, it's not exactly easy to get along with that piece of shit, but him and I, we didn't really talk much.
I asked him if he knows a guy named Victor.
Yeah, I know Victor. There was a Victor in Austin. He used to trade with the bandits.
Yeah, I'm wondering, were you the one that helped him get into the vault in Middleton?
He's like, vault at Middleton. You're talking about Grayscale's treasure? I thought you guys got that.
No, because no one ever told us about it.
Oh, well, I'm not going. I haven't stepped back in Middleton since I left.
Well, anything you could tell us about Victor?
I mean, what do I need to tell you about someone who trades with bandits? He's a parasite.
And in terms of fighting with him, what would we have to worry about?
I have no idea. Didn't seem like much of a fighter.
All right. Anything you would know that he's weak to, or people that have grudges against him, or anything?
Are you talking about right now?
Victor, the shop owner, that has all my treasure.
I mean, there's probably some bandits back in Middleton who maybe he swindled out of some of their stuff, but they're all long dead, so I don't know of anyone alive who has anything against him.
All right. Yeah, well, anywho.
Perhaps I may have given you the wrong impression, but I'm here to assist my friends. I'm just simply trying to get to the bottom of who I was and what was my purpose of creation. As I analyzed everything within my programming, nothing says to exterminate humanity, but rather assist it.
Except bribes.
So I asked him, where's he gonna go from here? He's still sticking around his hut?
So he kind of like, he looks around, he sees that everything's like burned. Well, not that I'm not grateful for you saving this place, but I think I might need to go pay a visit to some people up in Austin. Not that I like showing my face around there.
You can come with us.
Yeah, I
We
think I will.
Actually, Austin might not be in such good shape right now.
Why is that?
Well, as we were making our way to Gully, we decided to take a newly grown root. It was quite large, and we made it about halfway there, and the root flooded with this sappy substance quite violently, actually. And the end point of that route was Austin.
He like nods and goes and starts packing. He goes into his hut and starts packing his things.
All right. What time of day is it?
It's like you guys were fighting fires into the afternoon, so it's like mid-afternoon.
how
You
far
wouldn't
is
be able to
Austin
get
from
to
here?
Austin in this day. You'd have to rest.
All right.
I think
I
we
suggest we. Yeah.
Just walk through the night, and
Oh.
yeah.
But what if we have to fight or
It
something
does,
when we get
what
there,
if
man?
what if everybody's dead?
Yeah, but there's a lot of what ifs. I don't have
Nothing you
any
can do to
spells.
change that.
Yeah, but
I
what
don't
if
have
the
any
time that
spells.
we spend fucking resting means that everybody dies?
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, actually
Awesome.
no, because the stuff was bringing plants to life, right?
Yeah, and they all like
And
fall
they
apart
all
after.
died when Gully died. So yeah, let's just rest. Fuck it.
Yeah, you guys seem to understand that like Gully's consciousness was probably animating the blights, and so that there's probably no longer a threat. But you also know that like you rested overnight, and then also like it's almost the end of another day. Like it's
This
been
shit already
probably
happened
24
to
hours
us,
since that stuff got there.
Yeah.
But there's probably not like an active threat there anymore, from what you can put together.
True.
Only thing I could think of is people are like bleeding out and dying and need medical attention, or they might be dead and able to be revived.
Corn
and-
Pops can't stand up. He's drowning in sap.
All right, so let's just hang out here, chit chat. I don't know what else to talk to him about, really.
I offer my flask of Special X Moonrim.
He grabs the flask and sniffs it, and he looks at you skeptically.
I grab it back from him and swig some of it.
You have developed the tolerance for this stuff after having like now willfully drank it on several occasions, and it warms your belly. You hand it back to Gungajan.
Yeah.
He takes it from you, and he like you've shared drinks before, and he takes a swig. I'm just gonna roll a little save for him. You see that he clutches his stomach and just like puts his hand up against the side of the building, and just like vomits it all back up. And it's like, oh God, what is that stuff?
Rum.
I've never tasted rum like that before. Might need to work on your recipe there.
Might need to work on your taste buds.
This is new for this thing. This stuff is literally poison to anyone else who drinks it. It's just okay, cool. You see that he comes out. He's got like he's traveling with some belongings that he's packed into sort of like a large pack. And you see that he like very quickly like shudders and like puts coverings up on all the windows and on the door, and he locks the door, grabs his maul, and he's ready to go.
All right, let's go into the night. Oh, could we have short rested while we were here?
Yeah, of course.
All right, cool. So at least
You're
we have
not gonna
some-
long rest?
No, we can't. We don't have time. We have to wait to be able to do it.
Yeah, it's too early in the day to long rest.
So does that reset my exhaustion?
Short rest does not reset your exhaustion.
We're short resting?
Yeah, I'm short
only
resting.
only a long rest resets exhaustion, and it's like takes 1 level off. Got back.
Ooh,
I'm alright, actually. I got level 1 and 2 spells.
Wait, so are we resting or we're not resting?
We're short resting and then going to town.
We're short resting and then going to town?
Yes.
Okay, that's fine. Maybe I can heal a little bit.
Yeah, we're doing short resting.
Yeah, you can.
Oh, and then song
use
rest.
your dice.
Fuck.
But don't forget, we have exhaustion level 1,
Vapor does.
and I do as well.
Yes.
How? I thought you don't get exhausted because you're a robot.
Well, because Tank said you get level 1.
It was based on the smoke, and your character sheet literally says that you don't have to breathe. So
So no,
I would say
don't
that
have-
like
Fine,
no,
it
you
doesn't
don't
matter.
have a level of exhaustion. Only Garfield is exhausted.
How much does Song of Rest give, Vape?
1d6.
Alright, well, I only need 1 HP, so I'm not even bothered.
Yeah, I fucked up and I forgot about my song of rest and I rolled an extra hit die, but fine. Shit happens.
Alright, 2 level 1 spells, 1 level 2.
I'm in the same boat.
And
Is
2 level
everyone
3.
rested up?
Yeah.
Cool. So yeah, that would mean like Bakar gets his key points back. Garfield gets his bardic inspiration. Enoch gets his. Pretty sure Axe and Surge and Second Wind both come back, but luck points don't. And you guys head off.
How many
6 p.m.
swigs of this shit do I have left of this stuff? We need to lay out how many swigs I have from a water.
Your jug carry like the little jug carries 3, and you'd have to replenish by having a source of the stuff.
Okay, and I just gave him my last one, right?
Okay, yeah. So you don't have any of that flaming shit left because you just poured.
Well, I did it twice.
You could make
on
a
the
survival
way.
check to try to like scavenge some from the bottom of the bag of holding.
Okay.
Can I do it for him?
That's not good enough.
That's fine.
You try to like
I shouldn't be
pour
a
and scoop
fire
it
breathing
out,
monk
and
anyway, it's fine. I've used it a lot.
I mean, you guys literally own a brewery, so I'm not too upset about it, and it doesn't do
Yeah.
it doesn't do like stupid amounts of damage, so it's fine. It's not like breaking the game. Don't worry about that. But yeah, you aren't able to get enough to like fill this, and it's got a bunch of like coagulated wolf heart juice on it, so it wouldn't be functional.
Texture. It's just texture.
You should probably air out the bag of holding at some point.
Yeah.
Is that a thing? Isn't it
I don't know. I don't know.
Oh, you know
and
what?
you guys,
Randomly, when I
Yeah?
was playing God of War, I noticed that the dwarf has a bag of holding. He just pulls like a whole bunch of giant shit out of his bag. I was like,
What
oh.
dwarf?
The Brock and Sindri, the dwarves that made Mjolnir, are in God of War. And at one point in the cutscene, he's just pulling a bunch of shit out of it. I'm like, oh, it's a fucking bag of holding.
I wonder if there's like a story in Norse mythology that actually has an item like that.
There must be, because they did a pretty good job of keeping the lore. Where are you going?
And yeah, you guys head off, marching. You're gonna. Okay, from where you are, if you move quickly and you don't rest, you can get there in 24 hours.
Jesus.
You're like 50 kilometers away from Huston.
Alright, so we'll stop halfway and long rest. That's insane. 24 hours in one day.
It's just okay. No, it's more like let me use my thumb on my map here. Boop, boop, boop. It's like 40k, so it'd still be like 18 hours.
3k an
Straight.
hour.
Wait,
3K,
actually, I'm gonna
2K is
Unless you
after
rush.
Walking.
wait.
Yeah.
How long of a run is it?
So like travel pace in D&D is you can do at normal pace, you can do 40 kilometers in 24 hours. If you hurry, which gives you minus on your passive perception, you can go 50 kilometers a day. And if you're going slow to like be quiet or something, you can go 30 kilometers a day. The distance to the town is 40 kilometers.
We're gonna make it in one go, guys.
We're gonna get.
Can
I'm
we
gonna get
make it
another
there
level
without-
exhaustion.
without
No way.
taking Oh yeah.
You would have to roll to see if you get exhausted or not if you're not going to sleep.
I'm gonna sleep. Whenever it gets to a decent time. What time is it now? Like 6 o'clock?
Let's
5
do
o'clock?
let's do what we usually do and stop at that tavern and just sleep.
All right.
How far is that tavern?
It's
The tavern is like
halfway.
many hours, probably 12 hours away. I'd recommend you would still need to roll for exhaustion if you walked all the way to the tavern before resting.
What if we just go for 8 hours?
Yeah,
So
but
we
then
can make
2 o'clock in the
don't-
morning.
but doesn't sleeping make exhaustion go away?
Yeah, but
yes.
I'll
not
risk
all,
2
not all
levels.
your stacks though.
Oh, stack. So
There's levels of exhaustion.
But that's fine. You guys could. I'll stop and rest, and I'll catch up if I have to. I'm not taking another
no, let's
level.
just walk until.
Okay, so it doesn't have to be a 20-minute conversation. Let's
Yeah, I just
go
need to know
until
what you guys are doing.
We'll get there without being exhausted, however long it takes. So go as far as we can, then long rest. It's fine.
I'm gonna go inside the bag of holding and long rest. I can do that because I don't need air.
You can't fit in it.
I think you
No,
can.
yeah,
You can fit in it. Of
definitely
course you can
fit
fit
in
in it.
I can fit in it.
It's 5 foot wide hole.
You just can't long rest until like later in the night, but you could do that if everyone else was walking.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's wild.
That's
Yep, I'm gonna do that. That way I can get my fucking double roll.
Wait.
But you can't start long resting until
Tank, come with
like
me to
a
stand
couple
by for a
hours from
second.
now.
Come with me.
Sorry, what?
Come with me standing by for a second.
Okay.
What about that fucking monster that lives in all the bag of holdings? If he's gonna go live, sleep in there for fucking.
And the roll a d20 and see if you get sucked away into the astral plane.
You know what I'm talking about, right? That ghoul thing. It's some D&D.
You're-
It's some D&D story where there was.
Oh, I didn't know you were actually referencing a thing. I
Oh,
thought we were just trying
no, it's
to
a
convince Ellie to not do that.
No, it's a real thing. It's a fucking monster that like was created because some guy jumped into the bag of holding to chase gold or some shit like that, and then he became like a demon that's stuck in that dimension. It's actually supposed to be every night that every time we long rest with a bag of holding, there's like a chance that this thing pops out of it and tries to literally forever kidnap one of us into it.
That's amazing.
Yeah, I forget what it's called, but anyways.
I want to read about that.
Yeah, we can just go back. That's fine. Okay, yeah. So yeah, we can do that, and then Ollie can. You don't need to sleep though, right?
Technically I don't, I will be awake.
But you need to like sit still, whatever.
Yeah, I just need to stand still.
All right, like a bit of the way through, I'll hold the bag open. You can hop in there. I'll tie like a string to his fucking wrist or some shit, so he doesn't get lost.
Yeah,
in
you
an
would want him
alternate
to not get
dimension.
lost because it technically is another like it's like an extra dimensional space. There's a bit of fuckery that goes on
So it says
for
that
it
the
to
bag-
exist.
It's
Bag
essentially like when Doctor
hasn't-
Strange goes to that place with the thing. It's like that.
It's like think about like a coat. Okay, you got a nice coat, you got a
Yeah,
pocket
you
in
guys-
it, and every once in a while you reach into your pocket and you realize that the stitching has come loose and there's a hole that goes deeper into the rest of the jacket. And
Look,
if you
it
put a
just says
coin
here-
in the pocket, sometimes that coin goes all the way in and gets caught inside the jacket, and you never find it again. There's
Yeah.
a chance that if you sleep in the bag of holding, that you
We'll do
ultimately
No,
like
actually-
get sucked
No.
away into another plane.
I'm reading the description here in roll 20. Like it says
Uh-huh.
if the bag is overloaded, pierced or torn, it ruptures, and it's destroyed. And if its contents are scattered in the astral plane. If the bag is turned inside out, its contents spill out forth unharmed. But the bag must be placed upright before using it again. Breathing creatures inside the bag can survive for a number of minutes equals divided by 10, blah, blah, blah. That doesn't apply to me. But yeah.
Yeah, we can do it. That's fine.
Cool. Yeah, you guys are walking, and then all of a sudden Enoch just like dives into the fucking bag of holding. The rest of you keep walking. You are gonna rest somewhere. That's your plan, or are you just gonna walk?
Vapor can just dome whenever before we're about to take
Okay.
exhaustion.
Yeah, you guys set off. You've got Gungajin with you. He's agreed to come with you, and not just like be in this like burnt out forest in his little hut anymore. To come with you to Austin, and you guys walk into the night. The sun goes down. Garfield, you begin casting your dome. Enoch is already asleep or whatever
long?
inside of the bag of holding.
How long did they walk for?
It's okay. We can just figure that out and get to the town. Shouldn't waste too much.
Well,
time
it's because
on
I'm
the
trying to
trip.
take 2 rolls in one day.
You're not going to be able to do that.
Why?
I mean, you can only long rest once per day, so you can't just do this halfway through the day. It's like I can't tell you to go to sleep at noon and have you sleep for 8 hours. It's not how it works. So like rules as written, every 24-hour period in the game, you can have one long rest. So you're not going to be able to get ahead doing this.
Well, that night we're starting to walk from 6 p.m. right?
Yeah, and you can go to sleep at like 10.
Yeah. And how long does it take to get to the town, to the city?
It would be like a total of like 18 hours of travel time.
Okay, so I can only do it once. Okay, thank you.
Cool. You guys make the dome. Gungajin's camping with you. You guys sleep, and Enoch is a few hours ahead on sleep. Can you even let yourself out of that thing? Or are you stuck in there until someone
I
opens
would
it
have
again?
to open it.
Yeah, he would have
We're
to-
long resting right now?
Yes. You're long resting. Enoch, I'll get you to make an intelligence check.
I tell Enoch to pull on the rope when he wants to come out. You
That's
now won
2
your
nat
fucking roll.
ones,
That's
bro.
3. That's actually 3
Three?
nat ones on the same
Yeah.
roll. Your nightly roll has been. You see, Jarvis is like, Enoch, I'm not totally convinced that it is a good idea to attempt to retrieve your memories, for it may completely destroy your neural networks.
Oh, I have the perfect gift for what just happened.
And yet again, you're not able to retrieve
You
any
get
of
what
your
you fucking deserve.
compartmentalized memories.
Hey.
You wake up fully rested, Enoch, inside the bag of holding, just kind of chilling. There's like a squishiness on the
in an abyss.
base of it because there's wolf hearts there.
Used it as a pillow.
And you just get to chill there until someone opens it and lets you out.
Yeah, that's fine.
Everyone else, you sleep
Okay.
through the night.
Bro, we gotta keep him in there and then throw it like it's a Pokeball.
Yeah, exactly.
Let me just make one thing here.
Best fucking disguise ever.
You guys are in this dome. There's like smoke everywhere. I mean, the walk is miserable too. There's just like burnt out forest. There's still like smoldering wood everywhere. The air is fucking almost impossible to breathe. But luckily, you're resting inside of this dome. You can breathe inside of it, and there's no active flames like on the outside of it burning you to death. It's a pretty dire situation for the forest, like east of the road. And in some places it's like crossed over, but and you see just like it's raining ash. You guys wake up after long resting in the dome of protection, and you can't see out the sides of it because it's covered in a layer of ash.
Oh shit! Should I start asking them if I should just cast it again for the day, and we'll hide out here for a while until this fades out? Because it doesn't sound like it's a good idea to me to.
I can gust the wind to clear away.
Not if everywhere is smoke. You can't
That's
clear
the problem.
the smoke will fill
The second I let this dome
need
go, we're
fresh air to swoop in. There is none.
It's just ash falling on the dome. That's like coming from the burnt forest. It's not.
Just...
You're not like on a inhospitable planet.
Oh, okay. Yeah, right.
No, it's just that like when there's big forest fires, I don't know if you guys have ever actually experienced this before, but I was
Snow
out
and
west once
ash.
during one of like the big fire seasons, and there was literally ash like snowing out of the sky, and it just smelled like smoke, and there was just like flakes and flecks of ash just like coming out of the sky.
All right.
It
All
just
right, so
they just get carried by the wind currents as they like rise up when
So
the
the
forest
dome
is burning.
disappears and we just get covered in a layer of soot.
You guys are just covered in a layer of soot.
Cool.
well, we could just walk right out of it, and
I flutter like a bird does.
because we could walk freely through it. You just can't come back in.
So the front side of each of you gets covered in ash as you walk
Yeah.
out of the dome.
All right, hey, whatever. We'll get out somehow. Okay, and get covered.
You're not buried in it. It's not meant to be a puzzle. There's just ash, and
Okay.
Keep going.
you wake up after 8 hours, and yeah, the fires have died down, and you just see this like burnt out wasteland where the forest was. You
Jesus.
see from where you are, I mean, like there's elevation and stuff like where you normally expect to see the crown of Gully, like the crown of the tree. Actually, I'll get everyone to make a perception check.
I'll fly up.
You fly up. I'll give you advantage.
Jesus.
Everyone else, there's just smoke in the air. But Kyle, from your vantage point, like you fly straight up, you can see that like the crown of Gully is just like not there, and you see there's still like a massive tree like stump that's just like jutting up out of the ground, and it's just like completely black and charred. And it's easy enough to see from where you are, even though there's still like smoke in the air, just because like there's the forest has been all completely burned out. But it doesn't look like Gully like is doing very well.
Damn.
Cool. And
Can
you
I
you
tell
guys
if it's
walk.
dead?
Make a
It
nature check.
Looks like a dead tree, or if it looks like a tree that's
Make a nature check.
singed.
You have no idea.
You don't know. You don't
What's
even know
the
the
just
tree?
like
I forget what the tree is.
it just looks like a completely burnt. Like it doesn't even look like a tree anymore. It's just like this like thing jutting up out of the ground that's just like completely blackened.
Okay.
And it's like there's no branches like
Yeah.
crowning out at the top of it. It's just a stump essentially.
It's the tree from Ori in the Blind Forest.
I never played that, but that sounds cool. Cool, and yeah, you guys wake up. You walk the rest of the way to Ostum. It's kind of like a somber morning. It's quiet, and it's like stepping in snow. Like you're making tracks in the ash as you walk. It's almost hard to see like the road just because of how much ash there is carpeting everything. And you eventually make your way back to Ostum.
Sorry.
Past the tavern at the crossroads, and then like you finish the remaining couple of hours walk to the town.
I'm gonna say we should probably stealth into the town just in case.
Okay. You're gonna stealth into the town?
Yeah.
Cool. I'll get everyone to make a stealth check.
Does my armor give me disadvantage?
No, it specifically does not.
Okay. All right. Just making sure.
No, only Olarek's armor gives him disadvantage.